All right, so we're supposed to factor. Notice we have two terms. Only two terms in this. And so what's the first step? First step on every factoring problem is to ask the question, is there anything in common? What do these guys both have in common? Yeah, and in this case, yes, they're both divisible by 5. You try that on your calculator. That'll just be 1, and this one will be some big number. I don't know. Let me try my calculator. 245 divided by 5. It's a 49. Okay, so they're both divisible by 5. My calculator just told me. But not just that. Notice they also both have W, don't they? So what do they have in common? Yes, 5 and W. Remember, you take the lower power. So the W is lower than W to the third. So they have 5W in common. All right, so not just 5, but 5W. You good there? Okay, so now what do? You put the common part in the front and you put one big parenthesis. So I'm going to put the 5W. It's not just 5 again, it's 5W. They have 5 and W in common. One big parenthesis. Two terms. You remember how this works? Like the two terms, and you put the minus in the middle so that it would multiply and go back, you know? So minus in the middle here. And so we say, all right, 5W times what? We'll go back to 5W cubed. W squared, right? We go back. And 5W times what? We'll go back to this. Well, 49. That's what we found right there. 49. And we don't need W. All right, let me pause there for a minute and make sure you see that that is true, right? 5W times W squared will go back to 5W cubed, right? Because there's an invisible 1 power. I'll make it visible on that W, right? So you don't need to show it, but I'm just trying to be clear. These guys will multiply to go back to 5W cubed, won't they? And these guys will multiply 5 times 49. You can check it on your calculator. And the W, 5W times 49, to go back to 245W. All right. And now step 2 is to leave the common on the front and write 2 parentheses. So I'm going to leave the common on the front and I'm going to write 2 parentheses. So I'm going to leave now the 5W on the front and I'm going to make 2 parentheses. Okay, and how so? Well, remember, multiply. So W, let me change my color here. So front times front to make W squared. That's W times W to make W squared. And then in the back, to make 49, it's going to be 7 times 7. But one's got to be positive and the other negative. And we're done. That's the answer. Let me write it in up here. 5W, W plus 7, W minus 7. So let me make this clear. So W times W is W squared, and 7 times 7, positive 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. And so there it is, and we leave the 5W sitting in the front. And that's our answer. Now, I'll check it just out of interest sake. You don't have to check it, not required, but I think it is instructive. If you wanted to check and see if it's really right, really true, is this actually the answer? What you would do is you would start with the parentheses and go boom. Just leave the 5W sitting in the front for now. Just leave the 5W there and just start with the parentheses. So it'd be W squared minus 7W. He's done. He went to both and boom, boom. Plus 7W minus 49, right? 7W and 7 times 7 is 49. Positive times negative is negative. See these guys cancel in the middle? Minus 7W plus 7W. And so that becomes, bring the minus 49 over there. And then just distribute this 5W, boom, and now it's his turn, right? 5W goes there and there. What do you get? Powers add, right? Invisible 1 power. 5W cubed minus 5 times 49, 245W. Check. See how that goes all the way back? Check to the beginning. It's exactly right. So this really is the right answer. And so there we go.